Happy Halloween, everybody! Thanks for joining me for an earlier stream today. I appreciate it. It's a hot one. We have some really great stuff to go over. And because it's Halloween, I wanted almost everybody to be able to participate. So you can participate if you're a subscriber. You just have to be subscribed. After 60 seconds, you will be able to start commenting. So it's so nice to see everybody. Welcome to some new members. HTTV, welcome. And then I just saw that Courtney joined. Hey, Courtney, welcome. It's so nice to see all of you. I hope you have a fun Halloween day planned ahead of you or are in the middle of one. And again, as I said, we have some really great stuff to go over. So the way live streams work, just for a refresher, I'm not dressing up for Halloween, but I shall wear a Halloween t-shirt, and I'm going to maybe hand out some candy. Hang out, just do some family stuff. But after this, I'm out. I'm taking the day, so that's why we're having an earlier stream. And then, it should be a pretty big week. Who knows what's going to happen? But then, of course, the Avatar trailer is on Wednesday. Thanks, Viren. That's so kind of you. Hey, Adrian, Romania. It's so nice that so many of you can comment who can't usually. Hey, Victor. Welcome back. Just so you know how a stream works, I'd ask you to keep your comments to the story at hand while I'm talking about it. But then, hey, McNair, then for the final 10 minutes of the stream, you can ask me anything that you would like. Hey, Eloy. So that will be a chance for you to get different subject matters into the discussion. All right, so let's get started, everybody. As I said, this is quite the stack of stories. I love it. All right, hold on. Let me get my notes all ready. Story number 1. Boop. Look at Henry Cavill. He looks so great as The Witcher. This is a huge loss for this show. So yes, on Saturday, I was walking along, on the Upper East Side, and I decided to check my phone, and I saw that I had 8D. Actually, it was so freaking hot on Saturday. I was like, what's the temperature? I can't believe how hot it is. And it was like only 58, and it was so hot, I guess because the sun was shining. So I looked at my phone, and I was like, why do I have 8 DMs on a Saturday? My DMs are open, as many of you know. So I was like, man, what happened on Saturday? I'm out doing stuff. So I looked at my phone, I checked, and what do you know? Henry Cavill had unceremoniously dumped The Witcher, and he was being replaced by Liam Hemsworth, which I think made the situation just that much worse. All due respect to Liam Hemsworth, but as Kay Walton has said, it's just not a good comparison, and it really sucks for Liam Hemsworth. I don't think that there's any way that people are going to be like, this is just as good. So that really is unfortunate. I hope he's getting paid a lot of money. Now, a lot of people made a lot of assumptions right away. They were like, he's doing it because he has a Superman deal. That must be why. He still doesn't have a Superman deal, especially not now. James Gunn and Peter Safran start tomorrow. So they're going to decide. And as of right now, I did a casual check. I didn't do a deep dive, but I did not, I've been talking a lot about how The Rock has not tweeted to congratulate James Gunn, but I got to tell you, James Gunn has not tweeted about Black Adam or Henry Cavill. So that to me is really, really interesting. Maybe he's just waiting though. He's been tweeting a little bit about DC, but maybe, he doesn't want to play his hand. I think this is a crucial decision for James Gunn. Right out of the gate, it's going to be really important what he decides to do about Superman. And there are a lot of rumors that James Gunn himself will want to direct a Superman movie, which I think he'd be the wrong person for. But apparently he's really into this idea. But who knows? Maybe it'll work out. Superman would have a PG-13 rating, so I think that would be beneficial. So he has to decide if he wants to start from scratch and have like a fresh start. Like, does James Gunn want his own Superman? Even if he's not directing, does James Gunn want his own Superman? Someone that is his. Because, he would be not only taking on Cavill's fans, but also all the drama. So, I think Henry Cavill is rolling the dice. He's like, I'm available, and I think there's definitely been overtures made to him that he is back, but he doesn't have an actual deal. And they are taking meetings for Man of Steel 2, but those meetings were requested before Gunn and Safran got the gig. So it's totally up to them what they want to do now. All those decisions that were made prior to a Gunn-Safran announcement do not have Gunn and Safran's stamp of approval. So I think that's really, really interesting. I'm sure we'll be discussing. I'm curious to see if they do an announcement tomorrow. You know, James Gunn is very social media savvy, just like Black Adam, just like Dwayne Johnson, interestingly enough. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he makes some kind of announcement tomorrow. I don't know if he'll announce what he's planning to do, but you know, I'm curious to see. I'm trying to make a video, but I'm trying to decide when to do it because I don't want it, you know, some news to drop later in the day and then it's like, oh, well, this just changes everything immediately. So let's see. But we'll be talking about that, if not in a video, at least on the live tomorrow. Maybe it should be maybe it should be the live stream. Maybe it should be the live stream. That's interesting to me. All right, so no matter what, we'll be talking about Gunn and Safran tomorrow. Gigi says, it's been a weird week. Cavill doing The Witcher for dropping The Witcher for Superman. Godot saying Wonder Woman 3 is going to be great. Maybe they already started talking to them. Or you have to remember, either they've started talking to them or these people are positioning themselves to get these deals. That's, I think, very likely as well. You have to keep that in mind. I mean, James Gunn is now sitting in the driver's seat. He's King DC. Everybody has to come to him and be like, oh, please, Mr. Gunn, make my movie. So I think that's kind of the situation that we're in. Whelm says, because, you know, James Gunn, love him or hate him, he is a very strong personality and he's not going to let anyone boss him around. So I can't imagine him going to anyone else unless it benefits him. He's not a kiss the ring kind of guy. He's a kiss my ring kind of guy. Whelm says, happy Halloween, Grace. My initial thought on this was that he's making an awfully huge gamble for a historically fickle studio. There's no guarantee that he's Superman yet. Exactly. You know, Warner Brothers Discovery, well, first of all, I told you just the other day, Henry Cavill has no loyalty. And people were like, why are you saying that, Grace? And then he turned around and proved it again. I couldn't believe it. Did they just cast Sophia Falcone? I actually don't like that casting. So let's see if that's, I think that casting is really bad. But I like the actress, so that's fine. Okay, so, and that's, by the way, in the Reeves-verse. That casting has absolutely nothing to do with James Gunn. Generation Marvel says, Grace, do you think that Cavill needs a clean slate with Marvel since it's been a year of drama with DC? Yes, if I were advising Henry Cavill, and I'm not, Danny Garcia is, I would have told Henry Cavill to stay with The Witcher because it's the show that kept his career alive. And you dance with the one that brung you. And I know that everyone's saying that The Witcher isn't good anymore, but he still did season 3. I guess he was contractually obligated to do The Witcher season 3. But, and some people, like, it's funny to me to see all the, because, like, I gotta tell you, talk about fickle. Fandom can be fickle. When I said The Witcher season 2 sucked, and I didn't even bother to review it, hey Depinder, a lot of people were like, that's ridiculous, Grace. It's amazing still. It's amazing. Then Henry Cavill drops The Witcher, and suddenly all the Witcher fans are like, oh, but it's so bad. No wonder he quit. No wonder he dropped it. And it's like, well, what's going on? You guys are ridiculous. It's Dante says, if you think he had his switch has, they've recast T'Challa. The replacement actor is really great. Oh, you think Liam Hemsworth. You're saying Liam Hemsworth. That's an interesting point. And then Aaliyah says, must be so interesting for The Rock, wants to support Danny, yet her actions with Cavill kind of undercut him. I don't know. I mean, I think that, you know, it's really everyone for themselves right now. Hi, Diane. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Welcome back. So talking about Henry Cavill, what I tell him to do. I'd be like, you stick with The Witcher. If you don't like the writing, get new writers. I mean, Henry Cavill was going around demanding all these things for Superman, right? That's what got him kicked off of the character. That and he wouldn't do the cameo. But he was like, I want to choose the director. I want to be in charge of how the creative process goes. Why didn't he do that for The Witcher? Here's the thing. When Henry Cavill was no longer making Superman movies, oh, look, Becton gifted 20 memberships. Quick, grab them. Oh, that's my pleasure, Moss. Hello to you and your, Moss. Moss, why do you do this all the time? Hold on. All right. Took care of that. All right. That's great. So Henry Cavill wasn't doing particularly well. And The Witcher saved his career because not only was he fantastic in the role, I would argue he's a better Geralt, I never know how to pronounce this name. He's a better lead of The Witcher than he is Superman. I liked him better in this role. So I thought he did a very, very good job. And so I think that he should have just made it work. And, and also it was so successful. It was such an incredibly successful show that it proved that Henry Cavill still had some draw. He hasn't been able to get anyone to go to the movies. And in fact, when everybody was arguing that he was a movie star, I looked it up, and the only movie he's starred in is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And he has no other big movies that he's done except Superman and that one Mission Impossible movie where they killed him. And he was so good in that movie. He was so good that we were all like, maybe he has a twin brother? That's how good he was in Mission Impossible. That we were like, we'll go with the twin brother explanation because we just would like him to come back. But that's how much Tom Cruise didn't want him to return. He ground him into a pulp. He exploded his body. There was no way, he dropped a helicopter on him. So there was no way that he could have survived. So I think, take that for what it's worth. I think that's interesting. Someone else, Sis, thank you for that. Just quick, because, super chat, I want to address them right away. I think Wakanda Forever is supposed to open very high, second highest opening of the year, but not quite at the level of the first one. Somebody gifted, I think, another group. Yes, Cool Guy gifted another 20 memberships. That's so kind of you. Very, very kind. So yeah, Henry Cavill does not make movies. So I don't know what you guys are all talking about with him being a movie star, but he was a Netflix star with The Witcher and Enola Holmes. And all I know is that he just majorly, royally ticked off Netflix, which was the only studio that would support him. Remember, I keep telling you that no studio will hire Henry Cavill? That continues to be the case. The only people who would work with him were streaming places, Apple and Netflix. And now he just gave Netflix the giant middle finger. He does have this another Guy Ritchie movie, and I got to tell you, Guy Ritchie might have done a good job with Aladdin, but for the most part, Guy Ritchie, I would not think that would be a plus to be in an upcoming Guy Ritchie movie. But he's part of a package. That means no studio has picked it up. It is nice that Jerry Bruckheimer is behind it. That's a plus. But it's Isaac Gonzalez, Henry Cavill, Guy Ritchie, and Jerry Bruckheimer, and it's a package being shopped to studios and investors at the American film market. And it's called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which sounds like a ripoff of The Kingsman to me. So Matthew Vaughn should be like, WTF, man, are you coming for me, Guy Ritchie? And Guy Ritchie would be like, yes. Paul Brunel, we'll talk about Gunn tomorrow. I think I'll just tell you, I guess, here, since you asked me. Oh, my pleasure, Chris. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I guess I'll just tell you right here. I think that I think James Gunn should decide if he's going forward with Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill. I don't want to be in this holding position anymore. I mean, let's just make it up. Let's just decide. And if it is what it is, and I'll get behind it. If he wants to bring back Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and they're the new Batman, Superman, then let's do it. But what I really hate and what has made me so upset in covering DC is the not knowing and the conspiracy theories. I'm sick of it. I just would like them to make a decision and go forward with it. Graham says that Mission Impossible arm pump. Yeah, what did save Henry Cavill's career? That's funny, Graham. It did. That was incredible. The arm pump was amazing. Oh, thanks, Panda Blue. So yeah, Henry Cavill has, Enola Holmes isn't getting fantastic reviews, Ivan. I saw a number of people say it wasn't as good with the first wave of reviews. Harry, I'm so glad you're able to stay up today in Australia. That's fantastic. I've been talking to a few people from Australia who are like, I can never join the live stream because of the ridiculous time differences. And I'm so glad that some of you can join today. So if I were Henry Cavill's manager, I would say, I would tell DC, if you're going to bring him back as Superman, you got to tell me now. I would stay with The Witcher, because The Witcher would move around the Superman schedule. There is no way that Netflix would be like, whoa, man, you signed on for The Witcher first. We're going to keep you from making that Superman movie. Netflix would be like, please be Superman. It would only help our Witcher show. So I think that would be fine. I think that not only could he definitely do Superman and The Witcher at the same time, but Netflix would accommodate that. Oh, Silver Star. Oh, you guys are so generous. The BTT community is full of generous people. Another 5 gifted memberships. That's so nice of you. So he could have done both, but he didn't. So I would have said, definitely stay with The Witcher. You can't betray that fan base like that. And then I would say, I think he can't be Superman, Bond, and Hyperion. And I don't think he should be Hyperion, quite frankly. But I think, he can't he can't be Superman, be in Marvel, and be Bond. I'd like him to be Bond, quite frankly. I think it would be beautiful because he was the runner-up to be Bond back in the day to Daniel Craig, so it would come full circle. And I think that because Henry Cavill has a lot of fans in the LGBT community, it would move. I love seeing your guys' enthusiasm for getting a membership. That just makes, like Caden, that was such a sweet thing to write, and it was so nice to give it. Hey, Joey, thanks. Welcome back. So I feel like he would be a great Bond, and it would bring Bond into kind of the bi era. Like, you wouldn't have to, I guess, technically make Bond a bisexual character, but I think that vibe would be there. And I think that would really, really help the character. So you're very nice to thank Silver Star for that, too. That's so nice of you to remember. Talk about dance with the one that brung you. So, yeah, I like him to be Bond, but he might not get any of these things. I think he's just grabbing what he can when he can, because it's true. He might not get Bond. They might want to go with a younger actor. I think it's tough. But, yeah, I mean, if Superman's the only thing he can get still, then he should stay with Superman. But he doesn't have it still. So I don't know why, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush or whatever, right? So, Graham, I don't know if Daniel Craig's character was implied. The villain was implied, well, more than implied. He was flirting with Bond. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. It's Zanti, also gifted another 5 memberships. How nice of you. So that's what I would have advised. Now, what I heard, well, first off, Henry Cavill definitely left The Witcher because he was very gracious about leaving, okay? Thanks, Ethan. So it was his choice to leave. Now, I heard that Henry Cavill left because his management told him he should only be in movies, that he shouldn't be on streaming anymore. Hey, Jonathan, welcome. Because they felt it didn't project, maybe they would feel they should go with someone who was more of a movie star for Superman. So it's the idea that he should stop doing all these streaming shows. So that's what I heard. That's what I heard the decision was. But a lot of you came to Henry Cavill's defense and you said he doesn't have time because he needs to be Superman, which would be, I wish that was the case, because that would make everybody look good. But again, Netflix would say, what are you talking about? We're happy to work around your schedule. So I don't think that would have worked. So he can't do that. So, but some people said, hey, we feel that it's because the show is not any good and Henry Cavill's been unhappy for a while. That's what other people were saying. But let me tell you this. No matter what, Henry Cavill is in a very difficult position because he cannot comment on why he left The Witcher without insulting the fan base by saying this isn't important enough to me to stay with it, or insulting Netflix, who is a very powerful commodity in Hollywood. I mean, he's already made them upset. I don't think he should double down and then completely destroy the show if he hasn't already destroyed the show. Think about this. He has already filmed The Witcher Season 3. How on earth is he going to promote that show and for people to be interested in it if he's not coming back for Season 4? Every time he does a press interview for The Witcher, they're going to say, why'd you leave? And what's he going to say? I think if he sits there and says, because the show sucks, they're going to be like, you mean the show that you're promoting another season of? You still aren't happy with it and still don't feel it was fixed? Who's going to watch that? And so all that money that Netflix spent is going to go completely down the drain. I think that is a huge problem. And so he's just stuck. And then, as I said, it makes it all the much worse that Liam Hemsworth is taking over. I think, maybe they felt he's a Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth certainly has the beefcake factor that Henry Cavill brought to The Witcher, but I don't know if Liam Hemsworth can get that big. I've never seen him get that big. It's not he just doesn't even have the base for that build. He has more of a swimmer's build. So I don't think he can get there. And honestly, I think they would have been better off casting a really, bulky bodybuilder type unknown. I think they should have made a star. I think that getting a name was a mistake because they got the wrong name. And they should have just gone with somebody that nobody had ever heard of and been like, he's the Witcher. What are you talking about? Sis says it's weird seeing him do all these interviews talking about Superman. It seems like it's too fast. Well, that's because he's trying to make it that he is back so that Warner Brothers and now Gunn and Safran feel pressured to sign him. Because he's going to say, well, everybody thinks I'm back and they're going to be upset with you. You're going to have another Snyder Cut situation if you don't give me my contract. it's very aggressive. And, that's another reason that Henry Cavill has a tough time getting work with studios. So we'll see what happens. I know what I'm going to do a poll for. Let me do a poll. Where's the poll? How do I do a poll again? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to ask, what would you prefer? What would you want Henry Cavill to do? Bill, I've not heard, unless he literally just signed it this morning, and this is a breaking news story, he did not sign a Superman deal. Okay, so just Superman and The Witcher. Go to Marvel. New James Bond. And remember, Henry Cavill doesn't have total, there we go. Henry Cavill doesn't have total control over this. He has to get the offer. Hey, John, welcome back. Be really careful with a lot of these online news stories. Like I was just telling you about the fake, it seems to be untrue that Black Adam has a China release date. It's really in a difficult, we're in a weird space right now, which means it's a great time to transition to the Twitter discussion. Oh, I love it. Okay. Raphael says, do you think Chris Hemsworth would have been accepted? Yes, I think Chris Hemsworth would have been a great replacement, but he doesn't need the work. Hey, Victoria, welcome back. I think Chris Hemsworth would have been great. I got to tell you, though, I'll just say it one more time. Henry Cavill was phenomenal as The Witcher. It was the best role, along with Mission Impossible, that I feel he's ever had. He was great at it. Thank you for the kind words, you guys. Alex, I'm glad you can comment. Jas says, why would they announce leaving now? Yeah, that's another good point, Jas. Thank you for reminding me. I totally agree. Why did they just wait to announce that they were going to have a new Witcher after season 3 ended? Maybe they felt the news would get out. Maybe, this might be what it is, which makes it even worse. And this is pure speculation, just to be clear. Maybe Henry Cavill said, I'm going to announce that I'm out because I want Warner Brothers to know that I'm out. I'm a movie star now. I'm going to movies. And I'm going to tell everybody. So if you don't tell everybody, I am. So they made it a joint announcement. That might be what it was. That's crazy. Imran, I don't think he was fired. I heard Henry Cavill quit. And they would be insane to fire him. Hey, Tez, because he was so good in the role and was the only thing that made everybody interested in it. I don't even know if that leak is even true. About whether or not the writers don't care about The Witcher. That might have been just like setting the ground for this. I mean, you just don't know today. You have to be really careful. I think we should be, thanks, Sion. I think that we should, be careful and instead of jumping to conclusions and filling in the blanks, right? Hey, Jen McMahon. That was yesterday for Aliens, Jen. That was yesterday, so it's up right now. Hey, Devin says, would Feige even chance? Yes, I heard that Feige, I didn't think he would, but I heard that Feige met with Cavill. But he must not, he should. Henry Cavill would have been an amazing Wonder Man because he's very funny. He would have been a great Wonder Man. It's incredible to me that he's not Wonder Man. With all due respect to Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and if Yahya Abdul-Mateen does pass, which there's a chance that he will, they should go to Henry Cavill while there's still time. I think he would be a way better Wonder Man than he is a Superman. Murtaza, a lot of people project onto Henry Cavill, So, I did see the Penguin News, Georgia. I did not care for it. I'll probably cover it tomorrow on the live stream. All right, so let's talk about Twitter. Story number 2. Boop. Okay, so Elon Musk ain't wasting any time taking over Twitter. I think that's fascinating. I don't think Elon Musk had any interest in owning Twitter. I think that he merely made a play for it so that he could say that he didn't want it because of bots. Oh yeah, boop, boopity boop boop. I think Elon Musk wanted to expose Twitter for having a lot of bots. And I believe that it does have a lot of bots, to be honest with you. So I think that's the whole reason he tried to purchase it. And I think he never had any intention of going through with it. I think it's similar. Hey, the Wolf Gamer, welcome. Hey, Amelia, welcome back. Oh, no, that's just your comment. Been watching for years. Ah, that's so sweet of you. Thank you, Emilio. And it's a little bit similar to Donald Trump running for president of the United States. It's well known that Donald Trump had no interest in becoming president. He wanted to come close to winning and then start his own Fox News. And then he won. And the world became a worse place. Hey, Felix. So I hope that's not the same for Elon Musk owning Twitter. I'm very invested in Twitter, so I don't want to see it go away. But I'm a little nervous about it. Nervous enough that I am checking out this Jack Dorsey Blue Sky thing that's getting ready to maybe start doing some testing. That's right, Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter, is about to launch his own competing social media platform. So it's going to get real interesting. So people are like, a lot of people are saying, I'm going to leave Twitter, but where would I go? You know, there's nowhere else to go. And then Jack Dorsey's like, I have a place for you to go. Corrine, I think that's wonderful that you really like Henry Cavill so much, but I would not call him a movie star because he only starred in one film outside of the DC movies and being in Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible, and that was The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was a failure. Hey, Felix, welcome back. All right, so, hey, Wes Hart, welcome back. But, Corrine, I totally am respectful of your Henry Cavill fandom. Hey, Tiger Shark Studios, welcome back. Okay, so, but, you know, whether he wants to or not, oh yeah, he was also in Immortals, which did not do particularly well, and that was his breakthrough movie. But that's not a big hit. I wouldn't be like, oh wow, Immortals. Wow, that was such a big hit. I mean, no one, let's just say, when Henry Cavill got Superman, nobody was like, oh yes, that guy from Immortals. Okay? So I think that's something to remember. Kyle says, what do you think of Henry and Gal in a Superman Wonder Woman movie? Well, we're on to a new subject now, Kyle. But I will just tell you that I think they should. I don't know about that. I would like to see a Wonder Woman movie that I heard they wanted to do with her fighting with a lot of other female characters, like that grudge match episode on Justice League, the animated series. So that's what I would prefer. Hey, Khalid. All right, you can ask me anything you want for the final 10 minutes of the stream, but right now we're talking about Twitter. All right, so now Elon Musk is stuck owning Twitter, and he's trying to do the best of it. Corrine, Jason Momoa is also not a movie star. So I think that's a fair question, and I would come back with the same answer that I would say for Henry Cavill. Neither one of these gentlemen are movie stars. All right, so yes, then we will talk about Rogue, super extrovert. All right, so Elon Musk, though, now he owns Twitter. He's stuck. So he's really jumping in, and he wants to try and make it profitable. Twitter does not make any money. Maybe it breaks even, maybe. But the whole reason that they forced him to, it's interesting to hear, Billy, the reason they forced Elon Musk to buy Twitter is that they were like, this is the only chance we have to make money off of this because he's stupid. We're going to call his bluff, and we're going to get out of here with a lot of cash. Even the executives that he fired are getting like golden parachutes. Lloyd, they do have ads on Twitter, but how often do you see an ad? The ads are not intrusive, and I do not feel that that's why I said they probably can break even. I mean, it's not a nonprofit. They have to pay all their staff. So yesterday leaked that he has something that he wants to start by November 7th. And if it isn't ready by November 7th, he's going to fire people. Hey, Tiger Shark Studios, just joined, Canada, UK, fan of your work. Oh, that's it's my pleasure to support diversity. I think it's very important. I've always felt that the entertainment should reflect the audience that views it. Hey, Dwight. All right, so anyway, you guys are funny. All right, so anyway, he really wants to try and make money off of this. So he's decided, I think it's really harsh to tell people they're going to be fired if they don't have the code ready. But at the same time, he needs the code to be ready. I think that I think we're in a weird place right now of extremes. I think that people have to deliver. But I think that, hey, Mavet the Reaper, but I think that you want to have a good boss who understands what tasks are accomplishable and which tasks are not. But yeah, so, and also Elon Musk is like a really, he is a Lex Luthor type of guy. He is. So it's a very Elon Musk, I think you should be aware that when he says something like, if you don't have this code finished by November 7th, I'm going to fire you. He's saying that so that people report it and they talk about Elon Musk. It's a publicity move. It's to make him look like a crazy guy who's like really tough. And that, I mean, and obviously people are going to have a reaction to that, but at the same time, that's the point. He wants you to have a reaction to it, right? What is social media but that? And Elon Musk will have to live with the consequences as to how people feel about him. I did appreciate the one comment someone said that if Elon Musk was taxed appropriately, hey, YouTube OG, if Elon Musk was taxed appropriately, then he wouldn't have been able to even do this. So I think there's something to be said for not taxing billionaires, and also the government allowing top executives to take way too big salaries, and that's obliterated the middle class, which is destroying this country. I feel very strongly about it. Okay. I feel that once you have $900 million, you don't really need the rest of it, to be honest with you. And I'm a capitalist. You know I'm a strong capitalist. And yet I still feel that really nobody needs to be a billionaire. I don't think it's necessary. Your family for a very long time could have tons of money and it would be fine. And people are only billionaires because they're taking that money from their employees. And that's really horrible. I don't know how someone could look someone in the face every day at work and do that. I think that takes a special, horrible person. Thanks, Joey. Franco says, I don't see how people are upset over Elon owning Twitter as if Twitter isn't a hellhole. I don't know. I do see him making it worse. He fact-checked Biden. One of you tweeted me and showed that Twitter fact-checked Biden. And I have to say, because they used like the Washington Post, which is a very pro-Biden newspaper, as one of the fact checkers, I think you can't argue against it. I think Joe Biden should be furious with his own team and be like, how did you let me tweet something that was not factually correct? I think, I am in favor of everyone, of fairness. I feel, hey, Joel, I feel if you're going to call people on incorrect information, you have to call everybody on it. But wow, that was pretty intense. That happened to Biden. Biden's like, I better get a better team to vet my tweets. All right, so let's talk about this announcement that it's going to be $20 a month for verification. All right, so if you want, I have a blue check, so I can talk about this specifically. And I tweeted that I would pay the $20 per month. So let's talk. Now, not everybody has to pay. It seems that some of you think that everybody has to pay. You don't. Twitter is still free for anybody who doesn't want a blue check. So, I mean, I'm not to say that there might not be charges coming later on, but at the same time, I have to tell you, think about how much joy and benefit you get out of Twitter, right? Joel gifted another 5 memberships. That's awesome. I'll tell you why I would be willing to pay for it, okay? Or why I'm going to pay for it. I think that Twitter, you get an incredible amount of benefit from it. It is worth a cup of, what's $20 a month? I mean, I think it is worth it, quite frankly. And I don't want Twitter to go away. So I don't think the problem is so much the fee, but that who's asking for it. I think you're like, what am I paying for, right? So I think that's what's the discrepancy. But I think that Twitter has been a free service for an extremely long time. But I mean, also putting a paywall up would severely limit who could be on there. But let's see what happens. All right. So anyway, I think that if just anybody can buy a blue check, that would be problematic. I think it shouldn't be just $20, $20 a month, and anyone can say that they're an official verified person. That would be a disaster. There should still be criteria for who needs to be, who gets a verification check. So I think that would be important. Or there could be different color badges. Elon Musk has said he wants to get rid of bots. So this way he's forcing you, and I would not give a lot of personal information. I think you have to be very careful about that, because he would be able to sell that. If you gave him personal information, he would sell it. So just like Facebook does. Facebook sells all your personal information and makes a ton of money doing it. So maybe that's why he's decided to do it. So maybe there could be different color badges. Maybe if you're a verified person, you pay a little bit more money, it's a blue check. Maybe if you just want to prove you're not a bot, it's $5 a month and you get like maybe a green check, something like that. I think something like that would work. Or maybe you could choose 2 colors that are a little bit more different so that they're, you can tell them apart. Now, so I think that is important. Now, $20 a month, I find a blue check very helpful. you're going to pay for it too, the werewolf gamer. If you already have a blue check, that's great. I'm not expecting to have to go through verification again because I'm already verified. So if they just say, now you got to pay me $20 a month for this, it is a business expense, so it would be tax deductible. And also maybe the $20 is a gatekeeper to keep, if it is just anybody can purchase it. Maybe they're like, well, a lot of people won't pay $20 a month, for something that they don't need, that doesn't benefit them. And then also, any public figure, anyone who's a public person needs to be verified. My channel needs to be verified. So I can't not do it. And I think that Elon Musk knows that. And I think Elon Musk knows that any public figure benefits greatly from being verified. And it's worth $20 a month because, again, it is a business expense. And if you're a company, forget it. You can definitely pay if you're a company. I mean, do you know how much benefit companies get from Twitter in that space? Why shouldn't they pay $20 a month? I bet you he charges companies even more. And I have to tell you, why shouldn't he? That's how I feel. So what do you guys think? And keep in mind, you don't have to pay if you don't want a blue check. I think anyone who uses Twitter in a professional capacity could pay the $20, to be honest with you. Anyone who needs the blue check, I mean, I need the blue check. I don't have the blue check just because I'm like, oh, blue check, how cool. I need it. So, and I think Elon Musk, again, also knows that. He knows that I need the blue check. So, I mean, unfortunately, he could charge me whatever he wanted to. Which is pretty sucky. Yeah, that's right, Mika. I don't know if the government, that's an interesting question. I think another owner would probably make the government not have to pay, that if you were a politician, you didn't need to pay. But I think that Elon Musk will say, I don't care. You benefit from it. Give me $20 a month. Bryce says, what is a bot? A bot is something that fake tweets. It's not a real person. People can program bots to tweet the same thing and get things to trend and be manipulative. Watch there was a great thing on Peacock about a cyber war between the UK and Russia. And it was absolutely fascinating. And it talked about the use of bots in social media, and it was brilliant. So I definitely think that that would help your understanding if you watch that. Simon Pegg is in it. You can look it up by looking up Simon Pegg. Very good show. All right, let's go to the third story of the day. Well, I forgot to check the poll. We'll check it at the very end, after the third story. So I think it's interesting. I don't think Twitter's dead yet, but I think it's on the ropes. This is an excellent opportunity for Jack Dorsey to come swooping back in with an alternate service. But, everybody's already at Twitter, whether you like it or not. All right. Story number 3. Boom, baby. All right, so every year, celebrities dress up for Halloween and post photos of their costumes. It's a big deal. They get a lot of attention. And Keke Palmer very brilliantly decided to use it as an audition for Rogue. And she was very cute about it. She said, y'all had a request? Because a number of people after seeing Nope were like, hey, wouldn't Keke Palmer make a great Rogue? So she decided to show that she would. Oh, no, I covered up Rogue's face. A comic book Rogue. But anyway, she not only posted multiple pictures of herself as Rogue, but also some video that she did. She didn't seem to have a total understanding of the character. That's okay. When she had the beam laser eyes, I was like, I guess she took Cyclops' powers. We're just going to go with it. But I was like, I don't think you understand Rogue very well. But that's okay. She understood the assignment in terms of how to look. That's right, Steven. She looks phenomenal. This was my favorite photo of the group when she was standing on a fighter jet. I thought the angle on the high heels looked so cool. And her hair looks great. The thing that impressed me the most about this was that she made the iconic costume with the short leather jacket work. You would think that costume and hair could not transfer to live action. But Keke Palmer did it. She looks phenomenal, and she looks exactly like Rogue. You're not like, who's that? You're like, oh, wow, it's Rogue. I mean, she looks fantastic. So I was very, very impressed with it. And also, she didn't do like a Sean Young. I don't know if you have ever heard this story, but back in the day when Annette Bening, I didn't see Kim Kardashian's Mystique. I bet she looked actually really great. That's a good choice for her. But anyway, back in the day when they were making a Batman sequel and they said they were going to have Catwoman, Sean Young really wanted to be Catwoman. So she went on a talk show dressed up as Catwoman and everyone just felt she was nuts. They were like, Sean Young has lost it. She's insane. It was just so horribly desperate that Sean Young ruined her career, in fact. But this is not that because Keke Palmer was smart enough to do it for Halloween and and to frame it as granting a fan request. So I thought that was quite clever. Now, some people are like, well, should we race bend Rogue? Well, I actually think this is a perfect character to race bend if you find the right actress. And Keke Palmer is actually an excellent choice. That's right, Maleka. You're right. You're right there with me. Mississippi has the highest black population in I think it does, maybe. But the South as a whole has a very strong black population, as you know, as we all know. So if Rogue is the Southern Belle, I think that it makes sense that it would be a black character. I mean, think about the other black characters that Marvel has right now. A lot of them are based in the South. Sam Wilson's family lives in the South. Monica and Maria Rambeau are from the South. So it would be great to put Rogue kind of in that group. I think that would be really interesting. That kind of puts a really interesting and I think modern spin on the character, who, by the way, once she got control of her powers in the comics, has absolutely nothing to do. I mean, that character was so wonderful for a long time. She was the most popular X-Men to many. And now in the comics, she has absolutely nothing to do. Once she lost, the Mystique adopting her backstory and stuff like that, she just, in the will they or won't they with Gambit, she's just got nothing going on. So the character needs something to reinvigorate her. And I think this could potentially be it. I mean, the X-Men are a team, so that they have a lot of different characters there, and I think you could get a lot of diversity. And I've always said that you can race bend a character if you get the right actor. You shouldn't do it just to do it, but you need to get the right actor. And to me, Keke Palmer is the right actress. I've never seen any actress of any ethnicity come close to capturing the good-natured sass. It's very hard to be sassy and good-natured. A lot of times, particularly women come across as sassy, but then they come across as mean. Although apparently some guys like that. But, you don't want them to come across as a jerk. When you watch Nope, Keke Palmer had such a wonderful, explosive, fantastic personality that she was Rogue. And I'm a huge Rogue fan. I'm one of those people who grew up loving Rogue. I love Rogue. I'm such a big fan of that character. And so you would think that I would be like, no, it has to be accurate to what I remember growing up. And I'm telling you, I would be okay with Keke Palmer as Rogue because that's how spot on she is, quite frankly. That's how I feel with it. I think she'd be great. I think she'd be fantastic. And you know what? Keke Palmer don't care about no haters, so she could take them on. So I would like that. Lakeith Stanfield would be a great Gambit, come to think of it. Oh, maybe someone taller, though. He's a little bit small for Keke Palmer. But he's just so great. I love Lakeith Stanfield. And he's already working with Disney in the Haunted Mansion. So, I mean, I don't know if she's going to get this, but maybe it'll lead to her to get something else. Maybe another producer will see it and be like, you know what? She ate that up. Let's put her in something else. I would love to see Keke Palmer in a major franchise. Like DeWanda Wise got Jurassic World, and she was wonderful. I thought she did a great job. But I think that, Keke Palmer's probably like, why didn't I get that? So good for Keke Palmer. As I always tell you, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Good for her. Oh, yeah, Omar Sy is Gambit. He might be a little bit too, that's interesting. I like that, actually. That's a great choice. Steven says, I think if they go 90s X-Men, an all-white team with Storm, the only person of color would be bad. Yeah, but I think there are other ethnicities, too. They have to pay attention to other ethnicities across the, spectrum. I think that, that's really important for Hollywood to remember. All right, so that's the third story of the day. It is 1:20. You can ask me anything you'd like until 1:30. I just, as long as they're not children. I don't care as long as they're not kids. I want adult X-Men. Oh yeah, what's the poll? The poll has almost 3,000 votes. That's awesome. There it is. Okay. Overwhelmingly, you want him to do both. 42%. Although some of you want him just to be Superman. Wow. James Gunn has quite the decision ahead of him. And then a couple of other votes. But that's interesting. Can we get a live reaction to Kim Kardashian's Mystique? Sure, I'll look it up. I'm not going in costume, Jewel, I'm afraid. Miscellaneous, I have not heard about Diego Luna as Reed Richards. I have not heard that, but I can tell you I think that would be fantastic casting based on his work in Andor. I love Diego Luna. I think he's phenomenal. Although, that would be weird having him go against Namor or Namor if they had two, Mexican actors. That would be weird, maybe. Maybe they shouldn't do that if that's the case. I think there needs to be distinct contrasts between the two of them to make that love triangle with Sue Storm work. Sarah says, can you confirm the Agatha House of Harkness cast? I cannot, not only because I don't know 100%, but also I don't want to, I would never do anything like that. It would just ruin it for you. Spencer says, based on the reactions that you've seen to The Little Mermaid, how would you guess the movie will do? I need to see the first trailer, Spencer. That's a great photo of you. I need to see how the characters like Sebastian and Flounder look. I need to see how King Triton looks. I need to see Ursula. That's all crucial. But I think it's off to a good start. Sean says, keep up the great hard work. Been following you for feels like almost a decade now and just love every video. Oh, that's so kind of you. Even my girlfriend watches and listens to your videos whenever we finish watching a movie or TV show. Oh, Sean, that makes me so happy. And say hello to your girlfriend for me. It makes me feel really nice that you watch my videos together. Oh, wow. Nacho. Seriously, Nacho? Wow. I'm a massive Batman fan. He is the best superhero. And I found your channel with your reaction to Anne Hathaway's casting as Catwoman way back. Oh, wow. And my videos help you with your English. That makes me so happy. That's great. You know, it's funny. I used to not have a very good vocabulary, but over the years doing this show, just the more I speak, I just try and keep things interesting. My vocabulary naturally evolves. So it's interesting. Just the more you use something, the better it really does get, I think. I don't know about a Scream 4 watch along, although I have never seen the movie. Maybe, David. David Kyle says, we just witnessed history. Taylor Swift became the first person ever to occupy the whole top 10. That's incredible. I don't even like the album, but I'm very happy for her. Maya says, did you watch White Lotus last night? Will you cover it at all? I don't think I'm going to cover it. I did not care for it very much. However, I just didn't, I thought it was kind of crummy the way everybody was treating each other. But I'll keep watching it. I think the setting is incredible. And maybe it'll get better. I think it was just jarring to me. All right, let me see this Mystique photo. I didn't forget. Oh, wow. Who are these other people? What's going on here? There's too many X-Men. She looks fantastic, though. Great job. That's a great choice for her. The other people she went with are not comics accurate. But, that's really on brand for Kim Kardashian. Her PR team is very good. I'm still having a problem with my contact lenses. I apologize. What the Pop says, Grace, will you watch Young Royals? No, I'm afraid I will not be watching those, but thank you for asking. Billy says, hey, Grace, why not cover Interview with the Vampire? A whole universe is blowing up. I think I'm really happy for that show, and I definitely see a fan base emerging, but not big enough, really, I think, to warrant the time for me to put into it. Let's see here. Raphael says, hey, Grace, with the dismal box office returns for Black Adam, do you think any plans for a sequel will still put... I don't think so. I'd be really surprised. The silence between James Gunn and, I keep calling him Black Adam, which is good for Dwayne Johnson, I guess. The silence between them, I think, is deafening. Generation Marvel says, hey, Grace, any tea on a possible second mid-credit scene? Nope, there's only one end credit scene for Wakanda Forever. Voice Inject says, hi to you in Toronto. SpongeBob, I don't think I'm going to cover Titan Season 4 now. I am a little curious in this Lex Luthor storyline, though. Brett says, what's your favorite movie Been a subscriber with a witch. Been a subscriber since 2012. Dark Knight Returns coverage. My fiance and I listened to reviews on our way home from the movies. Oh, that makes me very happy, Brett. My favorite movie with a witch? Oh, I can't think of that off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess recently I rewatched Witches of Eastwick, and I thought it had a really good, like, old-time movie feel to it, which I appreciated. Reese says, what are your plans for Halloween? Also, your favorite Halloween film to watch? Love from Scotland. I guess in terms of scary movies, I really love The Shining. I'm still a huge fan of that. And my family has not watched Hocus Pocus 2, so I'm probably going to join them and watch that tonight with them. Let's see here. I did not watch Tar yet, LP. I'm glad that you liked it. Oh, they're doing more Severance. They're only casting now, Royal Sheed. I wish that they were already filming. Let's see. Ramon says, what do you think about people fan casting Henry as Aegon for House of the Dragon? I think his fans are a little delusional because he can't act. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand his fandom. I'm glad that he has such a great fandom. They still don't really show up for him that much, except on rare occasions. I think there's no way that they're going to do a House of the Dragon prequel with him. I mean, he'd have the white wig again. So I just don't see that they would ever do that. Billy says, any Ezra drama news? No, I haven't heard any updates on that. Mika, I'm trying to find your super chat. My eyes are killing me. I've got to fix what's going on. Oh yeah, Mika, I did see the Sofia Falcone thing at the beginning of the stream. Somebody mentioned it up. I really don't like that casting. I would have preferred they gone with the really huge Sofia Falcone, who was like a juggernaut. And so I'm kind of disappointed. Let's see here. Nama, I don't think that S.H.I.E.L.D. actors will return to MCU. I just don't see it happening. It would have happened by now. I mean, look at Daredevil coming back. Martin, I thought the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion was very sad for Garcelle, and I think it proved that they really need to have a change in that cast. Ricardo, they've already killed off a bunch of OG Avengers. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't know Yaya was on Broadway. Good for him. Chris, not only will I be covering The Crown Season 5, but I'm watching it right now. Oh, it's so good. I'm through episode 6. Hey, Abhinav. It's a great binge. Great binge. Let's see here. Sunil, I'm excited to see the Avatar 2 trailer on Wednesday. I'm curious. Oh, Sir Bonnie, I'm glad that you missed the watch-alongs, but people much overall prefer these live streams, so I don't think we're going to be doing watch-alongs, I'm afraid. We still do the movie club ones, though. David says, Kirby is so good in Scream 4, it would be great to see, to do a watch-along considering group at your first time. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, Kirby's a big deal. I think that's what allowed them to pass on Nev Campbell, because people are so excited about Kirby. I haven't started Wednesday yet, Dane, because the review embargo for The Crown lifts Saturday. So I have to cover that first. Oh, yeah. Chris, the new YouTube redesign. Who asked me about the YouTube redesign? Oh, Adrian. It's weird. It caught me off guard, for sure. I was like, what is this? Noah says, so great to support my favorite channel. Much love and always great to see your take on things. Been a subscriber since Iron Man 3 trailer review. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you, Noah. Nadia, welcome to being a member. I'm so glad this is your first live stream as a member. Matthew, I haven't really looked at the season 4 trailer for Succession because it dropped in front of House of the Dragon and I was focused just solely on that. Let's see here. Sieber says, do you think Liam Hemsworth will put his own spin on the character or will he try to imitate Henry Cavill? That's a great point. I hope that he does. Thank you, Being Cool. That's very kind of you. I hope that he does put his own spin on the character. I think that that's the only thing that will help him if he doesn't try to be Henry Cavill. Sander, no comment, but that's a very good guess as someone who's on the short list. Let's see here. That's funny, Brendan V. Danny, I think the Fantastic Four haven't been cast yet because it's such a big deal. Thanks, Mawara. Azir, I will cover Andor when it wraps. I will do a season 1 review. Juan, I'm planning to do the Thunderbolts video hopefully later this week. Joy says, do you think it's possible for Keke Palmer Rogue after the John Krasinski fan cast flopped? That's an interesting point, but yet it also shows that Kevin Feige does pay attention to fan casting. Aaron says, I'm going to go see Black Adam today. I have nothing to do, so why not, right? I've been a fan. Been with you since Tangled. Since Tangled! Wow! Thumbholes forever. Yeah, why not? Go check it out. See what you think of it. Make sure you stay for that super end credit scene that Dwayne Johnson's been, building up. Gia, I don't know when tickets will be available for Avatar, but it could be on Wednesday. I suspect it won't be until after Black Panther 2 opens, though, because they're going to want to make sure that you go and see that. Jonathan says, Stargirl Season 3 cancellation thoughts. I think you're going to see everything come to a close because if Gunn's going to fail, he's going to want to own it. He's not going to certainly want to have to deal with someone else's failure. So I think probably you're going to see everything start to wind down. Human City Creative. I have not seen the Back to the Future musical. My tickets are for next year. They've just gone on sale for New York City, but the show doesn't even start here until June. Dragon Lord, I've always felt there should be a darker skinned Storm. We've already had 2 lighter skinned Storms, and I think Hollywood really has to work on its colorism issues. Chris says, will we ever see Margot's Harley again? With James Gunn in charge, 100% you will. Isaac says, hi Grace, my wife and I always watch your movie reviews after we watch a movie. It makes me so nice to be a part of all of your movie-going experiences. Anybody that just really means so much to me. And I take it very seriously, which is why I try to make sure that when I do a spoiler review, it is ready when you come out of the theater. I've never watched Buffy, what the pop. Justin says, I see 3 movies a week through my AMC Plus membership. I wonder how much that service impacts overall box office. I think they factor it in. They have to, or the studios never would have agreed to it. Oh, it's 1:33. All right, I better get going. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Halloween. Thank you, everybody who joined me today. I hope you had a great time. I loved talking about these stories with you, and it was fun, as always. Juan says, can we do an Andor season finale watch along? I don't know. I don't know if it's really that kind of show. Well, I'll consider it. Talon says, Grace, I had an interview this morning, and my interviewer was a movie fan, so we talked about Twitter. I said, game over, man, game over. That's funny. I hope your interview went well. But everybody have a wonderful day. I had such a good time with you guys. You guys, your kind words mean so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.